that we have lots of time. And also the good news is that all these topics are related to each other. I will not summarize them because you have read them in the email. But all these topics are related to them interdependently. And as we will discover together that these topics will ultimately arise from one source. And this source is the Buddha nature. And this Buddha nature has two aspects. It is emptiness and wisdom. And Buddha nature has one activity, and it is love. And love and compassion are, in essence, one activity. Because love is the wish that all of us want to be happy, every being in this universe. And compassion is the wish that everybody is free from suffering, which is the other coin, the other side of love. So love and compassion are actually one, and they arise from the wisdom and the emptiness mind of the Buddha nature. And this Buddha nature is inside of all of us, each of us individually. So no worry when there are so many topics. I will try my best, as always, to share with you my views and my little understanding of the Dharma and my little practice and meditation. But every day I'm trying my best to study. I try my best to meditate. And I try to behave according to the Buddha's wisdom and Buddha's compassion and the teachers that have explained to me. So I did my best to understand, to listen, to practice, to meditate, and to study. And this is what I can share with you. So my request to you is, please do not consider me as a very wise and very learned and very realized teacher or a Lama or not even a Buddha or whatever. Please do not consider me like that, because I cannot answer to your expectations if you're expecting this from me. Because simply I have not this wisdom and realizations as my teachers had. But what I can share with you is what I know and what I feel and what I've experienced and what I've accomplished, more or less. I would be very happy if you consider me as a person, a monk and a husband and a friend, a spiritual friend and a neighbor and someone in the supermarket, or someone on holiday, or someone who is lazy, someone who is tired, someone who has lots of energy, one who has a brother or a sister. So in short, an ordinary person that is trying to live according to the beauty and the power and the wisdom and the love of the Buddha Dharma. I'm trying, I'm learning, I'm experiencing, I'm discovering, I'm failing, I'm successful. So more or less I'm the same. We are all the same. We are trying on the path. And this path considers three aspects. It is wisdom, it is meditation, and it is conduct. So it is view or wisdom, it is meditation, and it is conduct. So this is what I'm trying in my daily life as much as and often as possible. So I would very much appreciate if you consider me like that. And this always also gives me the freedom of to be perfect, or to be very good, or to be very learned, or to make impression on you. All these things I cannot promise you, and I don't want to promise them. What I like to do is to share our interests on the Buddha Dharma and how this Buddha Dharma affects our life for the better. How we can be a more happy and a more joyful and a more kind and a more patient and a more loving and person in every situation of our lives. I think that is what we share in common. And also for me to help you in and to guide you as much as possible in this course is for me a great source of learning and discovering in the preparations and in trying to explain, to send you a summary, and trying to help you with your answers, your questions by my answers. This is for me a great study and a great path of learning. So it is on my side to be grateful to you that you are here and that you are meeting, and that we can share together, and that we can each one of us can develop a certain view on the importance of our lives and the intensity and the beauty of meditation and the importance on conduct, how to behave in our daily life, especially in sorrow and problems. This is what we all have in common. So that is for now, for the opening. I hope this is okay for you. In my preparations, of course, I study the texts from some teachers, depending on the topic. I contemplate again and again. So I check what I've learned and discovered with the preparation for the topics. And afterwards, I reflect on myself. Was it okay? Not okay in the sense of good, but okay in the sense of according to the Dharma, according to the teachers. So I always imagine, I always check that somewhere, somehow, Buddha and the teachers are listening, are reading my thoughts, are in communication together from both sides on the topic. So I discuss, so to say, with my teachers in my mind, because it is very important when we study Buddhism that we have the right source, and the right source is the Buddha and the whole lineage up to now of teachers. And the right source is the study, the texts, and the source is to practice according to Buddha's wishes and as explained by the teachers. So, okay. Then for now, I'd like to start with a short meditation, as we will do always, several meditations, because if we have the view, if we have a certain opinion, if we have a certain understanding, a certain wisdom on a topic, then it is very important to meditate. It is said that the wisdom, the view destroys the causes of suffering. So the right view, the right wisdom destroys the causes of suffering. And meditation is creating the right behavior. And the right behavior is the behavior that is free from aversion and free from attachment. So wisdom is destroying our ignorance. Wisdom is destroying the right view, is destroying our ways of thinking that causes suffering to ourselves and to others. And meditation is expanding, is internalizing, is feeling, is emotionally experiencing through meditation the power of wisdom. So without wisdom, meditation is quite powerless. It has no direction and no aim. But wisdom without compassion, without meditation, is just knowledge. It's just a study. It's just understanding. But it does not enter into our feelings. It does not enter into our hearts. It does not enter in our behavior. So wisdom is not possible. Wisdom is destroying and needs the creation of meditation. And meditation is creating, but if we are creating, then we need wisdom. So that's why we are in Tibetan Buddhism, we always combine meditation and study. And then, of course, the conduct in daily life. But we will come to that, of course, what conduct. So I'd like to start with a short meditation. It is a specific meditation because after that I'd like to continue with a topic from the last 4 meetings, the last meeting of the last 4 meetings, regarding one of your questions, on karma. And it is not, this topic is not fully finished. There is one essence that has to be mentioned and explained. So that's why, and also this topic of karma is very intensely and closely related to all the other topics that you have brought in. So I will request you now to sit comfortably in your meditation posture, in whatever way you are accustomed to. Sit comfortably on the chair or on the cushion, solid and relaxed. And feel that your body is in harmony, in relaxation, in ease. And if there is something painful in this posture, then you notice it. Maybe you can adjust your body that it feels better. And if this does not help, then accept that it is an uncomfortable part of your body and let it be. Don't pay any attention to it anymore. Pay attention to the position of your hands. The most comfortable and peaceful position is the hands resting on each other in unity, in harmony, which is a reflection of harmony of body, speech, and mind. So feel the relaxation and the harmony of the hand position. And then be aware of your upper body, which is straight and upright. Not in a forceful way, but in a relaxed way, sitting straight. Meaning that you allow all the energies of your body and all the currencies and all the channels, all the cells and all the pores and all are open and unblocked. And this is also a reflection of the pure energy of the mind, unhindered, unblocked, unobstructed by emotions and troubles and whatever. Then feel your shoulders relaxed. Nothing of your daily life is pressing on your shoulders. Nothing of your worries is burdening you. So relax your shoulders. Then be aware of your head. It is not bent forward. It is not in the smartphone position, not leaning back. So your neck is relaxed, your head is in balance with the shoulders. And be aware of your face. If there is any tension in the brows or the lips or the jaws. So free yourself from tension. Whatever the causes are, free yourself. And turn your face into a smiling, relaxed, open face, just like the Buddha. Or one of your favorite bodhisattvas, maybe Manjushri of wisdom, or Chenrezig, compassion, or anyway, your face is an expression of your divine nature, your inner Buddha nature. Open and kind without any resistance, without any fear, whatever. So now abide for a few moments in this wonderful posture of body, mind, and heart. And feel the breath entering and leaving your body. as a life-bringing and life-purifying force. Breathing in is life, pure life energy. Breathing out is leaving all the troubles behind and dissolve. And be aware that it is not me that is letting you meditate. It is your own meditation, created by yourself, arising from your pure, what we call Buddha nature, or pure and peaceful and harmonious state of mind. This is where this meditation arises from in you. It's a radiation of who you are. And abide in this state without thinking, without mental activities. Just abide in silence and harmony and awareness. So now in this open state of mind and heart, reflect on today, if there is anything that you regret. Is there anything that you feel sorry for, that you better should not have done or said or thought towards yourself or towards someone else? So here's the first purifying force of karma, the regret. Is there anything today or yesterday that you regret? And be aware and practice this without any judgment. Just acknowledge, admit, understand, feel that you have done something that you regret. Just knowing and understanding is enough, not the judgment of good or bad. Towards yourself, towards someone else. And if you are fully aware of this, maybe a little painful, but this is the first purification power, regret and acknowledging, understanding, admitting. And then the second power, purifying power, is that There is a power to heal. The power to do better next time. And the power not to do the same thing again. That you are able to restore. How can I make this up? How can I restore for the better? What should I have done in a more positive way? And the third healing power is that you make a promise, a pledge. It is the power of the shrine, the altar. You promise to yourself, to the Buddha, or anyway to yourself, to promise not to do it again, not to make the same mistake. So this is the vow, the promise, the pledge, to try better next time. So the fourth power is to try to hold your promise in daily life for this specific situation or cause. So this is the conduct, the fourth positive power, to try. To do it, because you have promised. And maybe you feel through this contemplation and meditation that you can forgive yourself in having failed somewhere, a shortcoming, that there is forgiveness and compassion to yourself, for yourself. And it is also the love and the wisdom that you have the potential to, that we all have the potential to choose a more happy and peaceful solution in a conflict. And that we have the power of the pure nature inside, the pure Buddha nature, that we have the power to try again and again on basis of love, compassion, and power. So thank you for this short meditation. So this in a specific level, this is how we can purify karma. You know, and if you don't know, karma means action, an activity of the mind. How thinking is an activity of the mind, and every activity of the mind has consequences. This activity of speech, things we say, have consequences towards the outer world. And what we do by means of our body, so the actions of body, speech, and mind. These three actions always have consequences. And this is what karma is. Karma is an activity, an action, and according to the law of cause and effect, there is always a consequence. Every action has a consequence, be it good, be it bad, or be it neutral. And we are constantly, day in, day out, involved in actions of body, speech, and mind, in the consciousness aspect of our mind. So we are full of thousands of actions of body, speech, and mind all day long. So we create a mass of karma, as we say in Buddhism. And therefore it is very important to be aware if it is negative way of thinking, negative speech, negative actions of body have negative consequences. This is a simple law of, not in Buddhism, but of cause and effect. And this is also the case for positive karma, positive actions, kind words, kind deeds, wholesome thinking. They have positive effects. So for positive karma, of course, it is not so much a problem, because positive actions of thinking, of speaking, and of body makes us happy, makes us joyful, and makes others joyful. So this is not a serious problem. It's not at all, probably. But negative ways of thinking and speaking and acting cause suffering towards ourselves and towards others. So it does not mean, like in Hinduism, that karma is something that is happening to us, and that there's nothing that we can do about our own karma. This is a Hindu view, which is in Buddhism not accepted. In Buddhism, we understand that our thoughts are produced by ourselves. The way we speak is produced by ourselves, and the way we act in our body, with our body, are intended by ourselves. So it means that the consequences are also actions that we can have influence on. In other words, we can change the consequences of our thinking on our speech and the action of the body. Because karma is not fixed, karma is constantly change of causes and effects, cause and effect. All day long, there's a constant change, a constant turmoil of cause and effect, all day long. We will come to that later with the skandhas, the aggregates, and the view on conscious. But for now, it is related, the consciousness is related to karma. So we create karma ourselves in our mind. So we have the consequences, and if there's a consequence, we can create a different consequence. We can change the consequences, as you have seen in the meditation. So that means that in our daily life, speaking about consciousness, it is very important to be mindful of the way we think, the way we speak, and the way we act with our body. And this mindfulness is not the popular, more or less commercial mindfulness in the West. Here, mindfulness means that I am aware of creating karma. So that means if a wholesome thought comes up, or a wholesome feeling, let's say I'm a wholesome intention or impulse to someone, then it is okay to follow this positive karmic intention, because it has a good positive intention. So we have to be aware of our thoughts and of our motivation and on our intentions. And as soon as there is a negative intention, and being angry, or resistance, or fear, or self-indulgence, or egoism, or insulting way of thinking, then we have to be very mindful of the danger that is arising in ourselves. We have to be mindful, now a thought is arising in myself, and this way of thinking is damaging myself and maybe harmful to someone else. This is the most important mindfulness that we have to practice all day long. What is arising in me, and is it wholesome or is it unwholesome? Is it wholesome? Okay, then we can continue because the intention is wholesome. If it is unwholesome, then immediately we have to stop. We have to stop in our mind and to be aware of the consequences, and we have to change our behavior. We have to change our intention, like we did in the meditation. This is the only way how we can create positive karma and how we can avoid negative karma. So all the karma and all the consequences only arise in our mind. They are not coming from outside. They are not coming from these terrible, irritating persons outside of us, or difficult situations on the job, or problems in the supermarket, or problems in the relationship, or problems on holiday, whatever. Everything that we experience as a problem is arising of a negative karmic impulse in my own mind. This is the law of karma. It is not coming from outside. It is created by myself. So that's why if we want to avoid negative karma, then we have to, in the moment, every moment, in the moment, we have to be aware of what is arising in me. Is it wholesome or unwholesome? Is it unwholesome? Then I have to stop this process inside, and I have to find an alternative that is better. An alternative can be to be silent. It can be alternative can be to find an alternative, another way of thinking, to turn around. But most important is, if as soon as I'm aware of a negative impulse arising in me, then I must be aware that I am creating suffering for myself and creating suffering for others. And this is not what we want. We don't want to suffer. So that's why it is more wholesome not to commit negative thinking or speech and of bodily actions. And the only way to protect us from ourselves to negative karma or to suffering is to stop as soon as we are mindful of arising of suffering or causes of suffering. So this is an example or a short explanation on how we are creating karma in many different ways, and that we have the power and the insight to change the negative karma, or to prevent negative karma for the better. So this also, it means that if there is not just a negative karmic action of body, speech, or mind, or there is not just a positive action of body, speech, and mind, in fact, there are 4 stages. In meditation, we have considered on 4 stages on how to restore negative karma. How to restore negative karma. That was the meditation. By admitting, by changing, by finding a better alternative and promise yourself and to do it. This is how we can restore negative karma. But we can prevent, the restoration is afterwards. To prevent negative karma before is just like I just mentioned, the mindfulness, and to stop the arising of negative karmic impulses. But we can also stop during the negative karmic action. So let's say, better, karmic actions can be mixed, positive and negative. Let's say that I have a very good intention to be kind to someone. So this is a positive karmic intention by the heart and by the mind and by the speech, and maybe even shake hands with the person by body. So this is a positive karmic intent. That's okay. And then I come to this person and I feel some resistance. Shall I do it or shall I defend myself? This person is not so kind. So here, some negative impulses are arising. So the positive intention is weakened by a negative result, negative impulse in a specific situation. I have to be aware of that. So here we have plus positive karma and minus the threat of negative karma. And then I tried in the third stage, I am aware of my resistance to this person. My motivation to be kind is strong. So I try my best to, when I speak and meet this person, even if there's some resistance, I try my best to be kind and understanding and listening. In short, to do something positive or something wholesome or something good. So this is what I try in practice. And then it fails. There is an argument, there is a arising because this other person is not accepting my kindness. And this person starts to offend me. And then my positive motivation is weakening and my negative defense. And I start blaming this person from my side. So then I lose the positive motivation. The positive motivation is weakened. And then the effect is ultimately mixed. So there's a positive intention. There is a doubt, and shall I do it or not? I have an impulse to start defend myself. Then third, I have the action, I will not do it. This is positive. And then afterwards, I regret that I was positive. I should have defended myself from the beginning because it was stupid to be kind to this person. As an example. Right? So what I'm going to explain is that there are many mixture, that even karmic activities of thinking and feelings and body and speech and mind, they are not simply positive or simply negative. They are mixed. They can be. So the karmic effect is mixed. It is plus and it is minus. It is positive and negative, as I've mentioned in the example. And many of our activities of body, speech, and mind are mixed in a positive way and in the negative way. So I think this was an addition to the last meeting on how to restore negative karma and to how to prevent and for worse the negative karma. And that we have influenced ourselves on the karmic effects in our mind. And again, this is why the mindfulness of what am I thinking? What are my intentions? Where is my aversion and resistance arising? And how strong is my positive motivation? This is the essence of mindfulness in Buddhist philosophy. And afterwards, there's always the possibility of restoring. So that means that karma is the free. One of the topics was free will. One of your questions was free will. Is there free will? Of course, there is free will. In these examples and this meditation is proof that there is a free will. It does not mean that I am helpless and hopeless and that I'm a victim of my emotions. It means that I have free will to produce wholesome, beneficial, kind intentions and to express them and to make them powerful and to practice them in daily life. This is where our free will is available. If we say, yes, this is just me, this is my karma, I am not strong enough to this person, or I'm not strong to this negative emotion in myself. I can't fight my fear. So in other words, what we are admitting is that I make myself powerless. In other words, I do not explore and I do not try to develop the free will in myself. In other words, we victimize ourselves from our weakness. We say, this is my weakness. There are many causes for that, and I'm not able to change. Don't feel courage or strong enough for that. I don't accept what the other person is doing. Then we lose our free will. Then we make ourselves victim to karmic causes and karmic effects. And as soon as we establish these negative karmic powerless intentions, as soon as we confirm and establish them again and again, our free will is lost even more in every situation. Our karmic intentions are, in a negative way, are becoming stronger. They are stronger than my free will. And the karmic effects are coming back to me again and again. And this is how we become victim of our own karmic problems. And free will is, as I've just explained, in a meditation and a mindfulness and a mixed karmic actions and the restoration of karma. This is where we are master on our behavior, master on our intentions, master on conflicts, and master of suffering. Is that okay? So this is about also the free will and an aspect of consciousness. Consciousness means how do you say? Anyway, consciousness is always related to something that is happening in our mind and in our experiences. And mind is beyond what the consciousness is experiencing. But it's a little, that's maybe I should put it differently. The consciousness is always grasping to something that is happening inside of me. And consciousness is always grasping to something or rejecting to something that is happening outside of me. This is consciousness. There is something in the outside world that enters into my consciousness, and immediately my consciousness grasps to the experience. So inside, I create grasping or rejecting to something that is happening in the outside world. That is what consciousness basically is. Grasping or rejecting, reacting to something that is happening outside and inside of me. And mind is free from that. We will come to that later. And also consciousness is what I've mentioned before. Mindfulness and consciousness are in essence the same. In mindfulness, I have to be conscious of what is arising in me, related to the outer world most of the time. Conscious means I am aware, I know, I understand, I experience, I feel what is arising in me, and I'm conscious. I can be conscious of it if it is wholesome, beneficial, or unwholesome, or not beneficial. This is the very power of consciousness. And this is where our free will is helping us to decide for the beneficial actions and not for the negative. And that is why we create wholesome karma, because of being conscious of what arises in my mind. And this is the whole essence of the Buddha Dharma. The consciousness that is able to discriminate between suffering and causes of suffering, happiness and causes of happiness. Is able to discriminate between love and compassion, or hatred, aversion, attachment, rejection, fear, running away, lying, cheating. This is what happens if the consciousness is not followed by reflection on it. So this is the power and the weakness of consciousness, related to karma and related to happiness. So now we can turn to the second topic. The beginning is Bodhicitta. Bodhicitta maybe for some of you is totally unknown. Bodhicitta means, it's from Sanskrit, and bodhi means the enlightened state of the mind, the enlightened being inside of me, this enlightened being. And citta is the mind. So bodhi means the enlightened being inside of me, and the citta, what is this being? This being is the mind. And bodhicitta, the enlightenment, means that it has only one aim. Bodhicitta has only one aim. May all beings around me, or near to me, or known to me, or unknown to me, or may all beings far away, may all beings that I love, and all beings that I do not love, all beings that I'm attached to, and all beings that I reject. May all beings in all different directions of the universe on this earth, may all of them be free from suffering. And may I contribute to this happiness of all the beings. So this is a huge motivation, all beings. So it means that all our impure activities and all our mental patterns and all our impure emotions, they can be removed. They can be changed into something that is wholesome. And why is that? Because the bodhicitta mind that is inside of us, which is also called the Buddha nature, because the bodhicitta is in our attitude or in our potential of being a human being. There is intention and a power and a limitlessness where that inside of me there is a potential that I can be kind to every being that arises in my mind. Even someone on the other side of the world, when it arises in my mind through social media or just by imagining, that in my mind there is a potential that my wish is that every being is happy, is free from suffering, is the essence of bodhicitta. So our mind, contrary to our consciousness, the mind is limitless. We will come to that later. But if we reflect on the mind, then we will never find where the mind is. We will never find how big the mind is or how small the mind is. We will never find a limit. We will never find an essence. We will never find what color it has. We will never find what substance it is. We will never find where the mind abides. So this is the philosophy of the mind itself is limitless. And that's why in Buddhism, bodhicitta is the power of each individual being to be a person of love and kindness for every being that arises in my mind, in the mind. Or it says that the mind, that is limitless, is not just limitless, but is also has the potential for limitless love, and has also the potential for limitless compassion. If something is limitless, then it means the motivation is also limitless. It means that the love is also limitless. It means that the compassion is also limitless. And limitless means no one is excluded. Not my enemies, not the person that I love, not the person that I reject, even myself included. Towards myself and to all beings, there is an intention and a power to be of significance for the happiness of others. And without this potential inside of ourselves, we lose the free will. If we are not aware of this potential of the mind, then we lose the free will. It means that we are victim, as I just explained, to those persons that I don't like, and I'm carried away by those feelings and acting accordingly. Bodhicitta is the Buddhist way of liberating ourselves from suffering and the causes of suffering. And to be of goodwill to every person that arises in my mind, may he or she be happy. So that means that all my actions of body, speech, and mind have the karmic or as the motivation of bringing happiness to someone else. This is what is, when we are convinced of a limitless mind, then the consequence of that is that I have limitless intentions. And if all beings want to be happy and no one wants to be suffering, then I have to be mindful again. I have to be mindful in all my actions of body, speech, and mind to create or to enter or to enhance or to be motivated or to use the words and the intentions for the benefit of others. No one excluded. And this is the bodhicitta in his essence. I refuse to, and I promise myself, which is the bodhicitta promise, I promise myself every moment of the day, in every action of body, speech, and mind, to contribute to the happiness of others. This is the free will of bodhicitta. This is the free will of love and compassion toward everyone. And it is also the free will where in our consciousness we are dominated by attachment and aversion, which are our daily patterns most of the time. Most of the time in our daily life, we react in body, speech, and mind either by aversion, rejection, ignoring, lying, cheating, humiliating, claiming, and so on, to someone else. This is the rejection. And if we observe our daily life, then we have to admit that we are full of resistance. This could be very nice homework. It is my daily practice to observe myself as soon as aversion, resistance arises. I can read an email, and in an email, a certain resistance can arise. I can walk on the street, in a split moment, something that can happen, that resistance arises. Someone bumps at me at the street, in the street or in the supermarket, bumps at me, throws me out of my balance, or maybe something falls off my hands. First reaction is resistance. So this is resistance. And this is a karmic action with the intention to blame someone else or to reject causes of suffering and consequences of them. And the other part that is blocking our bodhicitta is attachment. And attachment means that that the thing or the relationship or the person or the situation or the body or the possessions that I am attached to means that how the situation is in this moment, or the relationship, or my body, or my self-contentment, or whatever. I don't want to change this happy situation. It must not change. It is not allowed to change. It has to be continued. I don't want to let go. I don't want to change it. I don't want to disappear. I don't want to lose it. It has to be and to remain as it is. This happiness, this beauty, this possession, this body, this life, and so on. This very fine holiday. There's everything that I want to continue and not to let pass away is attachment. And everything that I reject that should disappear as soon as possible, is aversion. And these are all this is poison for our happiness, and it is poison for bodhicitta. So with attachment and aversion, which is dominating in our consciousness, attachment and aversion are blocking our free will for happiness, for ourselves and for others, because aversion causes happiness, suffering towards myself and to others. And attachment causes happiness, causes suffering for myself and to others. By attachment and aversion, both of them are suffering and causes of suffering. And immediately, if we are not mindful of that, then we act accordingly, we resist or we grasp, and then we lose the free will in our consciousness, and we create karma in a positive, negative, or in a mixed way, as just explained. And the cause is that we are not conscious of the limitless potential of the mind. Because in the mind, there is no aversion and there is no attachment. In the mind, there is no ego and there's no I. In the mind, there is nothing that is fixed and unchangeable. In the mind, there is the wisdom and the limitlessness of constant change, of constant arising, abiding, and disappearing. This is what in the wisdom we are aware of. In the mind, we are aware of there is nothing else in our existence than arising, being there, and disappearing, production, effect, and destroying. So this is also very good homework, also for me in my daily life, to be aware of arising, being a short while, and then disappearing. Nothing is fixed. Nothing is unchangeable. Everything arises and disappears because of causes and conditions. This is called the emptiness, the emptiness of everything that we experience in our life. There is nothing else than arising or production, being there for a moment, and destruction, disappearing, because of constant change all the time, everywhere in the universe. So if we understand this arising, abiding, and disappearing, then we can let go of attachment and we can get go on aversion. Because there is nothing to reject. Reject is just a concept in my mind created by myself. Attachment, there is nothing to be able to attach to. It is just a concept in my ignorant consciousness. I'm not conscious and I'm not wise. So in my consciousness, I am ignorant, grasping, and rejecting. But in the mind, where there is arising and disappearing on all the time, constant change, in the mind, I am aware of there's nothing to grasp and nothing to reject. So that's why in the mind there is liberation, and that's why in the bodhicitta, that's why the bodhicitta makes so much sense. I have to be conscious as soon as attachment arises. I have to be conscious as soon as rejection arises, whatever that is, fear, self-blaming, blaming others, rejecting others, insulting others, ignoring myself, and so on and so on. We can observe that in the mind all day long. As soon as we are mindful of this arising in myself, then the free will is arising, and then I can let go of attachment and aversion, and then I'm able to produce compassion and love, regardless who it is. I can practice and develop compassion and love towards myself, because this ego and me and my mind is not really existing. It is a concept. The ego is a concept. So it's not really existing. So it is more easy in this wisdom to let go of the dominance of the ego, or the limitation of the free will, because the ego is limiting me. And at the same time, there is mindfulness towards this other person that I'm resisting at, that it is useless to resist because it is just arising and disappearing. So the damage done by attachment and the damage done by rejection is far bigger and difficult to restore than the opposite. If I am aware in the consciousness and in the mind that I'm limiting myself by aversion and attachment, if I'm aware of that, and then the free will is arising, then the bodhicitta is arising. My aim, my intention is to contribute to the happiness of myself, letting go of attachment and aversion, be aware of it, and as a consequence of that, to be kind or loving or patient or understanding or listening or sharing or helping or supporting or not judging or being interested or helping the other. This is the bodhicitta, free from attachment and aversion. I can practice every moment of the day as soon as something negative in myself arises. In fact, I make the choice between the consciousness that is limiting me, or I liberate myself by bodhicitta in the way of helping others to be happy. And this helping others to be happy is very simple. It does not mean that we have to change the world. It does not mean that we have to change someone else. It does not mean that we have to be 24 hours a day with this person that is suffering. This is all nonsense. What most important in the bodhicitta, this enlightenment thought for the happiness of all beings, including myself, the most important is my intention and my motivation. This is the karmic result that I can make stronger and stronger. And so the intention, the karmic intention of bodhicitta is most important. It is not a matter, it's not the aim to save the world, because we are not able to save the world. It's impossible. Even Buddha, even Jesus, even God, even Mohammed are able, not our respected teachers, are able to save the world. So this is useless and nonsense to make an essence of my life out of that. The essence of saving the world begins in bodhicitta. Every moment of the day, be aware of what is destroying me and what are the destructive effects on myself and others. Changing this for a limitless compassion and love, which is a potential of me. And this is how we become happy beings, because we are open to the world. And then finally, this sounds as a philosophy, which of course is a philosophy. It is also a way of behaving. It is also a potential of us human beings to improve our behavior, to change our behavior, to go to a process of becoming a better person, and to be happy persons and to contribute to a happy world. So this sounds as a philosophy and a method and a mental attitude and a way of behaving that has tremendous advantage and benefit for ourselves and for the world, to create goodness and kindness. Without goodness, we cannot live our lives. But there is also a deeper level, finally, that this way of living our lives, that I've tried to explain to you, is, as it said in the text, it is like moisturing or like a gentle falling rain on the inner Buddha nature, which is already there. This liberated, limitless, loving, kind, and wise mind, which we'll continue later. But this is present in all of us. And a way to enhance or to revive or to make it vivid, to make it living, to experience it, to let it grow and to let it blossom, this Buddha nature, which is now dormant in us. What I've just explained this evening is moisturing, is like a soft and gentle rain, as pure drops on that makes the Buddha nature grow in us. So it's not the other way around. It's not the Buddha nature that is creating all kinds of beautiful things in us. The Buddha nature is there with all its qualities. And we have, by way of bodhicitta and karma, and restore karma and prevent negative karma, and to create good karma, and to create limitless love and compassion, to be mindful of where the problems and the negativities in ourselves arise, and change them with free will into something good, and create a happiness for myself and others. These are all softly drizzling rain, moisturing the Buddha nature. Then the qualities of the Buddha nature, which are the basic of our mind, is arising. And then, so it is said that if we feel happy in this way, then it is a reflection or a radiation of the Buddha nature, changing something negative in myself and doing something good for myself or someone else, and to feel joy and happiness in this arising is not what my ego has done, but it is the arising or the radiating of the luminosity of the mind, which is radiating through the limited consciousness. Something like that. It's okay. So every day, every moment, every day, every moment, we have the opportunity for this beauty and happiness and harmony and kindness and joy and so on. Every moment. So if you feel okay, then I will finish with a short meditation. Is that okay? Or are you longing for Netflix something? Please, something normal. Okay, let's try a short but very beautiful meditation dearly, because I can practice it in every situation of my life, many situations. So please take a few moments to forget everything, at least for the meditation, to make your mind empty and still, if possible. let everything flow and disappear like clouds in the sky. And in this mind that is arising now in you, this cloudless mind, it is so full of radiation of the Buddha nature, this emptiness and kindness and wisdom. Now is radiating in your body and in your mind. Don't have to think too much about it, but it's enough maybe that you experience it or feel it. It's already there. Your mind is limitless. The mind is radiating, full of warm and clear, diamond-like light, transparent, beautiful. It is the radiation of your natural state. Abide for a few moments in it without any grasping or with any distraction, without any analyzing, just be aware of it, that it is there all the time. And then in this wonderful radiating light, which is inside of you, and very, very vivid and manifesting and vibrant and very alive, because it is your inner nature, it is alive and vivid and radiating. And now visualize someone that's very dear to you. Can be someone that is alive or no longer alive. But if it does not arise too much emotions. So find someone that is very dear to you, a good friend, whatever. And be aware of your kind feelings to him or her, and your joy that you feel in meeting and knowing each other. That you feel happy and content in meeting each other. So visualize this person in front of you as if he or she is sitting in front of you, and just visualize a face and shoulders. That's enough. Not too far from you, not too close, on the same height of you. As if this person is arising in your mind, as if he or she is really there. Just not a photo, but a vivid person. No need to talk, just to be together and experience all the joy and so on. And then arouse from your bodhicitta, from your loving mind. Just this, may you be happy, may you be free from suffering, and may you live in joy. This is what I wished for you, out of my kindness and love. There's no dialogue, it is your intention. So abide in this joyful being together. So now this person that you're so attached to, you leave him or her sitting there, and then another person arises, takes the chair next to this beloved person. And in the same way, you visualize someone that you hate, someone you dislike, someone you're afraid of, someone is annoying you, whatever. Or this person is hating you, or this person has a great aversion to you, this person doesn't like you. I think it's clear. So this is the aversion, the rejection that you are aware of. So be aware of it, leave it, and visualize this person in the face and the shoulders in a very detailed way, his or her eyes looking at you, nose, mouth, and whatever arises in you, let it be aware of it. This is the moment of mindfulness, to let it be, to let the aversion be and not to follow it in body, speech, and mind. So sitting together in this situation, as clear and as possible. Do not change, do not reject. Let it be as it is. Do not argue, do not communicate. Be conscious, just be conscious. And now make the choice for love and compassion. May you be free from suffering. May you feel happy, whatever you wish. May you live in harmony. May we live in harmony together. So change your behavior from the bodhicitta and try to wish this with the same intensity as you did with this person that's so dear to you. Try the same intention, the same intensity. No difference in the mind. Try to develop love, friendliness, kindness. May you be happy. May you be free from everything that is bothering you. You can fill in yourself. When you feel it weak, make it stronger. Make it sincere. And now you see that these two persons, when you look at both of them, that there's no difference. In your real love, there's no difference. This is your body, the Bodhicitta, the radiation of the Buddha nature. No difference. Created in my mind, but now gone. Transcend yourself to someone who is liberated. Attachment and aversion, who is the free will of authentic love and compassion. Non-discriminating love and compassion. I'll take some moments to finish a meditation and keep in mind, keep in heart what you have just accomplished and intended, and bring that into your daily life. If you